makes me feel so good is when he was a high school All-American, I didn't think he played with any effort and energy at all. And I call it cool breezing, you know? And I just love the difference. He's still a young player, but his effort and energy it's been outstanding tonight. He's got to open some eyes, right?
Yeah, definitely. Mitchell playing with his food outside. No meal, though, came up short. August on the run out, got the layup at the other end.
12 minutes. Celtics have to climb back in this game.
19-point Sacramento lead. Ramsey kicks it out to Mitchell. This is the matchup he would like. Ramsey missing. Celtics could use a little run here, Fran, to end the quarter going into the fourth, right?
There's one problem.
What's that?
Davion Mitchell. Seriously, I'm not trying to make a big deal of this, but Peyton Pritchard right now, who is a guy that has dominated Summer League, just can't get going.
Davion Mitchell has played 23 minutes in this game, and I love the fact that the coaching staff and the brass of Sacramento has elected to play him and not shut him down.
Well, this is fun. All these guys. You know what? Carson Edwards, Pritchard. Edwards. Here you go.
That was deep. That was from Henderson, Nevada.
You know what can happen now. Carson Edwards, Pritchard, Neesmith. Only takes a couple stops, and they got to stop turning the ball over.
Terry with the delay action to Lewis King, working against Neesmith. Tough fadeaway, good defense by Neesmith. Here's Edwards on the move in a rush and tackled at the free throw line. And a foul.
Well, you know that Carson Edwards can get it going. Watch this. We talk about that three off the dribble. That's deep. And there's no question this young man can heat it up.
He realizes his time is now. There's an air of finality and immediacy about Carson Edwards when you speak to him.
Oh, listen, you know what I think? We mentioned this briefly, but I thought Dennis Schroeder, to get him on that short deal to go along with Marcus Smart and Neesmith and Josh Richardson. You know, so Carson Edwards got to keep fighting for time.
He's been working out twice a day at 7 a.m. and then later in the afternoon to try and get ready for the Summer League and get ready for next season. Entering the third year of a 4-year, $4.5 million deal. Sometimes, friend, you know as much as anyone, it's not about making it to the league, it's staying in the league, no question.
Now, guys, we were talking earlier about Peyton Pritchard, and Fran, you mentioned that Davion Mitchell is locking him up. Well, Pritchard in those pro-ams in Portland, as I mentioned earlier, last two games, 92 points and 57 points, 149. Tonight he's only got 4. So not only has he got Davion Mitchell and his defense on him, but he's got to be tired too.
Yeah, that too. That too, George.
Yeah. And he came back to play. Came back to Vegas to play.
Now, and give him his flowers for that.
Yeah, and listen, I'm watching this defense, and it's not just Davion Mitchell. Every time Peyton comes off a ball screen, he's getting aggressive coverage. And so it's not one man. And it's good for Peyton. This is good for him.
Sure. Bobby Jackson's team getting another turnover, a 2-on-1. Ramsey with the layup. Takes out his do-it-yourself, getting the Kings lead. Up by 18 now.
Look at this.
And another turnover. 4-on-3. Ramsey sprays into the wing. Bucket.
I'm going to tell you, Mark, Bobby Jackson, I know you're going to say, Bobby Jackson right now is bursting with pride. It's only one Summer League game, and it's not an NBA season, regular season game. But you know why he's bursting with pride? Because at the beginning of this Summer League, he said, we are going to try to win this Summer League title.
He's going to be the head coach of the G League's run in Stockton.
And you know what happens when your team plays this way? I mean this, when your team plays this way, you don't know what to say. Like I can't. No, really, I can't believe
you've gone through it, right?
Yeah. There's some nights that everything goes right, and you go, "Wow, we look good," and that's what he should feel.
Bobby Jackson, funny story, flew back to Sacramento to play in his foundation's charity golf tournament yesterday. He told me he shot 10 under in his group, okay? Smoked a couple of 400-yard drives, and then flew back late last night, was watching tape the entire time to prepare for this one. Put that one on tape for the Sacramento Kings. What a third quarter. They blow it wide open. Look at the points off of turnovers for Sacramento. 36 And right now, they stand just 10 minutes away from a Summer League title.
IPF presenta. Este mes de las infancias pasa por una IPF y canjea el regalo con tus puntos Serviclub.
Movernos para encontrar inspiración. Estamos listos para nuevos desafíos. Kia, movement that inspires.
A veces, mirar hacia adelante es lo que nos impulsa a seguir adelante. Hay un lugar con ese mismo positivismo y esplendor, que brilla por todos lados, desde cada rincón y desde cada persona. Te invitamos a descubrir un lugar que provoca alegría y despierta sonrisas. Te invitamos a Greater Miami y Miami Beach. Ahora más brillante que nunca. Brillemos juntos.
Hey, let's get a stop here. We gonna run. Shots gonna fall. Come on.
I got him.
Good defense. I just gotta shoot it. We good.
Yes. Good job, Bird. Ball.
Hey, way to go, Bruno. Hey, good hustle here.
I got him. Hey.
I'm okay with that look. I just gotta shoot it a little harder.
Well, the Celtics start the fourth quarter the same way they ended the third with a turnover. Traveling violation against the Kings coming back the other way.
I did not expect this, Mark. We talked about the Celtics came in averaging about
100 a game.
Yeah, 100 points a game. They were taking care of the ball. 25 assists a game. And if you know what? I'm not going to get in trouble for saying this because I'll be doing Baylor versus Kansas, maybe. But if I'm a Sacramento King vet right now, and knowing how bad our defense was, and knowing how much athleticism and talent they have, I would take these kids, seriously.
And guys, they have 26 turnovers, the Boston Celtics today. The points off turnovers, 36-2. By the way, last season, 39 was the most in the NBA last year. 39 turnovers for Sacramento. The high was 31, but 36-2 is the edge in points off turnovers.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That, you know, Mark, there hasn't been a playoff appearance in 15, 16 years. And there's enough offensive firepower when you talk about Fox and Buddy Hield and Harrison Barnes and maybe Bagley getting healthy. But you're not winning in the West without, becoming a defense-oriented team.
Yeah, big-time competitive conference. Fox and Hield on that T-shirt. And Buddy Hield, nobody made more three-pointers this year in the NBA. Only one guy made more threes this year in the league.
I think I know who it is.
Take a wild guess. Golden State?
Yeah.
Give you a hint?
Yeah, there you go. And Buddy was two, right?
Yeah, Buddy was second.
Wow.
But Mike McNair, the general manager, is drafted heavily on the defensive side of the basketball to get going. Murphy with a straight line drive for the bucket. And Sacramento looking good, leading 72-51. Neesmith left it on the front rim. Shackle up court quickly. Another drive in traffic and a classy finish.
It's one of those nights where now there's a little luck involved too. The effort's been unbelievable, but shots are falling. But look at the relentlessness, man. This is like
I haven't seen this kind of defense in summer league for this long. In rotation, closing out. Neesmith finally got the bucket.
Yep, exactly, Bart. Helping each other. 5 guys connected together. And I mentioned earlier, Mike Longobardi's going to bring a scheme that's solid, but it's not about the scheme. It's about the want to.
Yeah. Because Rich Delaney is a highly talented coach.
Yes, he
with
is.
a big resume, an impressive one. Now with the Pistons, Terry with the alley-oop slam. Pritchard into the middle. Fernando with a nice move inside. Hey, while we're talking about Sacramento a little bit, congratulations once again to Chris Webber, who will be inducted into the Naismith Hall of Fame in the coming months. One of the all-time greats and one of the best players in franchise history. A key cog in that 2003 team that went to the Western Conference Finals. Lost in 7 games. Edwards collects the loose ball. Pritchard fires from deep. And Terry with the board.
Well, I wish Terry was a little bit more skilled. And, you know, but for this environment, he really brings high energy. Terrific player out of Lincoln Memorial High School, University.
Stewart on the drive. That's going to be goaltend against Fernando, who twisted his right ankle a little bit and comes up hobbling. Bad landing there for Bruno Fernando on the goaltending call. And, looks like he's okay. That's going to be a foul against Shackle. Let's go take one more look at that alley-oop by Emmanuel Terry on the receiving end here.
Yep, absolutely. And it's just been that kind of effort and energy on both ends. And DJ Stewart, who played at Duke last year and left school early, he's got an uphill battle with this roster, but a nice little dime right there.
Edwards knocks down the free throw.
And that was the one free throw because the clock had not started. I know my NBA rules.
Yeah, one ball and possession.
You know, I got FIBA in my head. I got TBT. I got the Elam. We got the Elam ending here.
Who needs Google when you got Fran Fraschilla beside you? Just hit the button, man.
This is a good Elam ending game, man.
Yeah, it would work.
Yeah. No,
Pass
there.
through traffic.
Wow.
Boy, there were 2 layers of defenders to pick that one off. Stewart fires the deep 3. And Pritchard up court to Edwards. Under 7 minutes to go. Whistling foul going to go against Coleman on the script. You know, we were talking about Tyrese Halliburton a little bit earlier. He played on the USA Basketball Select team. Told me he had a great summer. And he's been putting on a little bit of weight. About 10 pounds of weight, in fact. Interesting in that he says he interviewed several chefs, man. He's hired one that's going to start working for him to help keep that good weight on. Good weight, man, as opposed to, you know,
The other way.
announcers.
The way our way.
Our kind of
way.
weight.
Yeah.
Our late night trips to
Ferraris.
Ferraris.
Yeah, which is where we'll be heading after this.
We're still carb loading. It
Yeah.
helps.
You know, it's not often a guy from Oshkosh, Wisconsin needs a chef. You know what I mean?
Right.
Young man that I thoroughly enjoyed watching him play in the Big 12.
You saw him a lot at Iowa State.
You know, the second game he ever played, 4 starters were out for Iowa State. They played Missouri at home. He played 39 minutes. Ready for this? He had 4 points. And I said, best NBA prospect.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How did he impact the game?
He has a certain feel for the game. He makes everybody around him better. Wow. And I thought he was a great pick for your Sacramento King. I can say that, right? You're ESPN, but you're the voice of the Kings. What I loved about him going to Sacramento is the energy and the freneticism of Fox and Hield is matched by and I mean that in a positive way, because of the energy they play with, but the calmness of Tyrese Halliburton of, I don't have to take a lot of shots tonight if those guys are cooking. He just has a great feel for his teammates.
Yeah, there were questions, man, from some folks who didn't think his shot would translate because it's a little unorthodox. Well, I want to say he ended up shooting about 44%, 45% on a good volume of 3-pointers this year.
He's got the push shot, right? But he's never going to shoot it with somebody on him. Right. It's only going to be on a swing, catch, and that's what he did in college, and it's going to... And by the way, when you're playing with Buddy Hield and De'Aaron Fox, and their gravity on the court is going to take the defense to them, he's going to get those shots.
I say it time and again, De'Aaron Fox is quicker than Gossett. Might be the fastest guard in the league, baseline to baseline. Meanwhile, Terry here with 9 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 steals. You know, and, as you look at these two franchises, Rick Grousbeck and Boston, Vivek Randive in Sacramento, great work in their respective communities.
I saw it firsthand in Sacramento with the King's support of local small businesses, black businesses, making tangible change.
Vivek, a member of the Social Justice Coalition in the NBA. Another layup at the other end. Sacramento really blowing it wide open right now.
This has been as complete a game as you could play.
Off the miss. And Fran, this one is heading and tilting in the Kings' direction right now in a big way to master the obvious.
Edwards out front. See what he does defensively here. Coleman got by him and laid it in. Wow. I really like Coleman. He is so steady, Mark. He's one of those other guys that, you know, I was lucky enough to watch for 4 years. And I'm going to tell you, I had my doubts his freshman and sophomore year. He was given the keys to the car. Right. And as he developed over 4 years, this is how he played. Think about it.
Combo guard, true point guard?
True point guard. True point guard at Oak Hill Academy. You know those guys turn out some players, right? Guys named KD and
They're all
Carmelo.
right. They're all right.
They're all right. They're all right. But you know, he's a floor general,
Right.
Like in the old fashioned. There's one behind us right now by the name of Mark Jackson, and he's not as big as Mark.
Boy, he was feeling it right there.
Yep.
In his groove.
You know, what a senior year he had, and it's carried over to this. By the way, Mark Jackson, pretty good point guard.
Yes. One of the all-time leaders in assists, Fernando fouled underneath. Matt Coleman out of Texas. The smoke detector went off, and he gave all that smoke to Boston, and his teammates were loving it and loving him.
Coverage of MGM Resorts NBA Summer League 2021 is brought to you by MGM Resorts. Book your next Las Vegas escape at MGMResorts.com.
Para encontrar inspiración. Estamos listos para nuevos desafíos. Kia, movement that inspires.
Este mes de las infancias pasa por una IPF y canjea el regalo con tus puntos Serviclub.
En OMIL diseñamos nuevos planes médicos que se adaptan a lo que usás. Planes de calidad hasta 25% más económicos. Cotiza y compralo online. Tu plan, tu cuota, tu OMIL.
A veces, mirar hacia adelante es lo que nos impulsa a seguir adelante. Hay un lugar con ese mismo positivismo y esplendor, que brilla por todos lados, desde cada rincón y desde cada persona. Te invitamos a descubrir un lugar que provoca alegría y despierta sonrisas. Te invitamos a Greater Miami y Miami Beach. Ahora más brillante que nunca. Brillemos juntos.
We talked about it at the top of the show. Whenever you bring home any kind of title, championship, that kind of winning culture, those winning habits, winning behaviors, any kind, you can inject that into your organization in any way, shape, or form. It's a good thing, friend.
Yeah, I agree. A couple of years ago, we saw Memphis, Taylor Jenkins.
Right.
At that time, the first-year head coach, you see the two young guards from the Big 12. But any time that this guy can see young players compete like they have, it's got to warm your heart. And, you know, that Laker team back in 17, when we watched Lonzo and
Josh Hart was on that team?
Yeah, you know what? Some kid named Alex Caruso. We were looking. Remember Matt Thomas?
Yep.
Played himself into the league. Kyle Kuzma.
Somebody gets such a great proving ground. Remember, we heard last night George Sedano interviewed Asumu at the end of the game. He said whoever invented Summer League had a great idea. during the break, we didn't expect that Sacramento might be able to hang $100 bill here on Sacramento, hang it on Boston like this.
No, I'm shocked because Carson Edwards and particularly Neesmith and Pritchard play a lot of minutes, you know, and Romeo Langford did not. We haven't seen Romeo tonight, but especially the way Peyton played. It wasn't his night. He's had already off to a great start in his career. A lot of people doubted him. He had a very good rookie year for Brad Stevens. So it's been tilted for sure Sacramento way tonight.
And Bobby Jackson, the former Sacramento King, really handling things well on the sidelines as he begins his head coach journey this year as the head coach of the Stockton Kings. Bobby's been a member of the Sacramento Kings staff for a while. Of course, former player mentioned that. One-time Sixth Man of the Year back in 2003. All rookie with the Nuggets back in 1998. Big Ten Player of the Year with Minnesota.
I once caught a beating at his hands when I was coaching at St. John's. Yeah. Bobby Jackson beat us 78-39 my first year at St. John's. That team went on to the Final Four for Glenn Haskins.
Also a foul underneath. The Boston Celtics going to be fun to watch this year under new head coach Ime Udoka. Brad Stevens transitioning into the front office for Boston. You'll see the Boston Celtics on Christmas Day. That second game out of 5 on ABC in Milwaukee, taking on Giannis, Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, and the Milwaukee Bucks.
Jeff Van Gundy was on my World of Basketball podcast this week. Got a little plug there.
But I'm waiting for my invite. But go ahead. Here's a look at the opening week schedule on ESPN. Celtics, Knicks. Wow, what a way to kick that off. And Nuggets, Phoenix Suns. Get a chance to see the reigning MVP, Nikola Jokic. Chris Paul, Devin Booker on the other side. Nets, 76ers, and Suns, Lakers. Wednesday doubleheader, Friday doubleheader. It's just around the bend, folks. Training camp's open in a few weeks.
Jeff tells me that he flew from Phoenix to Seattle with Devin Booker to meet Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday after the NBA Finals. They met in Seattle. They got on a plane, private plane. They flew to Tokyo. They arrived at 1 in the morning, the night before the France game. Those 3 guys went through a walkthrough. We subsequently got upset by France the next night. We led by, I say we. USA was up 7 3 minutes ago. They lost it. But Jeff said that the camaraderie of that team, because he was a scout on that team, was incredible. The connection between Middleton and Drew Holiday and Booker and KD and Draymond was amazing. And I never doubted they were going to win.
I'm with you. They had a lot of room for growth from the time they got together. People forget that here in Las Vegas, they barely had enough guys to practice at times. Williams losing the handle. Antetokounmpo. That's the youngest of the group. Alex, who played professionally in Spain this past year. Fred, give me the scout on his Spanish team. I know you're the wizard of
Murcia. Murcia is a good Spanish team, middle of the pack in the ACB. He elected not to go to college and instead play in Murcia, a beautiful place. And my buddy Sadi Rojas, we've had Sadi on the Dominican Republic team when we were doing FIBA. Sadi is a big part of that team, and Alex is just a young player, Mark. I think he's 19.
Yeah. It was great to see Giannis and his other 3 brothers here watching the youngest Alex play in Summer League earlier this week.
There's 4 brothers. There's 3 NBA champions in the family.
Just a few minutes to go, and they can load up their bow and arrows and shoot them. They've been shooting their shot here. A title on the way, heading to Sacramento.
It can be a real challenge for new homeowners who have become their parents. Okay, everybody, let's do a ticket check. Paper tickets. We're off to a horrible start, but we can overcome it. We're not going to point out our houses, landmarks, or major highways during takeoff.
Don't buy anything. I packed so many delicious snacks. They're...
Nope.
You say ballpark when Group 2 is going to get boarded.
2 hours and 58 minutes.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle
No,
with us.
someone should have left home earlier.
When you order carry-out, choose Domino's Carside Delivery. Check in when you arrive, and we guarantee we'll be headed out the door less than 2 minutes after your order is ready. If anything slows us down, your next pizza is free. Choose Domino's Carside Delivery and put our new 2-minute guarantee to the test.
Hey Google, play from beginning.
Welcome. Google Pixel 4a with 5G and Pixel Buds from $4.99 and $99.
No matter what happens, the storm eventually ends. And when the storm does end, you want to make sure that you're ready.
Kobe had the best story because he told it himself.
Superstar Kobe Bryant. Mambas Don't Die. Wednesday on ABC.
Hey guys, way to stay locked in. Advance the ball up the floor, keep the game easy and simple. Right? Keep playing the right way, keep sharing the ball, and keep defending. Right? We stay locked in right now, we're going to be all right. All right, let's continue to build off this momentum that we got right now.
Tell you what, Bobby Jackson and his coaching staff, which now includes Doug Christie, former Sacramento King player, had a great game plan and scout coming into this one, holding a team that was averaging 100 points per game, just 66 with more to go.
Yeah, there were a couple plays early in the game, Mark, pet plays of the Celtics that had worked all summer league that they took away. And my first thought was, ooh, they're prepared.
Making the Celtics get to the second and third action.
And today they didn't even get to the second and third action because they turned it over. But yes, to your point, well scouted.
Under 2 minutes to go. Marcus Graves, Sacramento safety star, fires the three that's short.
Watch out.
Antetokounmpo, no foul called. Unbelievably, as Alex Antetokounmpo gets off the deck. Well, coming up after the game on SportsCenter with John Anderson and Kevin Connors, they'll have the top 10 plays of Summer League Plus. Embiid signing a $196 million Supermax deal. Yankees and the Sox. SportsCenter next.
Is Ben Simmons on that roster on October 19th?
Honestly, I'm going to say yes, because they're not going to be held hostage for something less than what he's worth. And I still believe that Ben Simmons can make a big-time impact with the 76ers, and they got a contending roster as it stands.
I'm a fan of his game. I really am. I know, things went haywire in the playoffs. Right. But at 25 years old, 3-time All-NBA player, 3-time All-NBA defense, I think Doc Rivers and Daryl Morey have got to figure some things out. Right. I still would think about, if I'm Golden State, I'm thinking about that deal, although think about that luxury tax and how high it will be if Golden State added a contract like that. That's the tough part.
Decision still to be made. Now in the wake of free agency, with Summer League coming to a conclusion, we can start looking forward to the opening of training camps. Whistling a foul as Graves was handling out top. Well, tomorrow morning at Grapeville, in downtown Sacramento, over those morning breakfasts, we'll be talking about the Kings and their Summer League championship. Lawson and Lawson in the ball game.
I know those guys.
Got double vision here, Frank.
Double vision. The Lawsons from Kansas.
What do you got on the Lawsons?
Diedrich had a sensational career for Bill Self when he transferred. He might have been Big 12 Player of the Year, but he was dominant. KJ was a good role player. But, hey, you know what? Still playing pro basketball.
There are so many other plays to play other than the NBA. Of course, a lot of people aim for this league, but overseas, the ACB Spain, a great basketball league, Turkey, Greece, Italy, Israel. I could go on and on. Germany.
How about India?
Yeah.
How about India? How about your guys sing right there with the basket? You know what the up-and-coming place to play is?
Where?
Japan.
Oh, the J-League?
J-League. B-League. The B-League, yeah. Yep.
Fran, I'll get me a passport if you'll meet me at the airport. That's going to do it. This one is cooked, glazed, and sliced. The Sacramento Kings win their second ever NBA Summer League championship behind a big game from Louis King. And Davion Mitchell with 9 points, 7 dimes. Jamias Ramsey with 16 points. Terry with 9 points and 15 boards. He chipped in with 5 steals as Bobby Jackson begins his coaching career as a head coach on the sidelines here at Summer League, going a perfect 5-0. Anytime you can put on championship shirts and raise a trophy to the sky, yeah, you can get some pats on the back. Well done, Lindsey Harding as well, part of Bobby Jackson's staff. We'll be back with a trophy presentation and a lot more in a wrap-up after this.
Help keep your engine running like new with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus. Join the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again. Save even more on fuel when you shop in our stores. Fill up, save up, and snack up at Shell.
We did it again. Verizon has been named America's most reliable network by RootMetrics. And our customers rated us #1 for network quality in America, according to J.D. Power. #1 in reliability 16 times in a row. Most awarded for network quality 27 times in a row. Proving once again that nobody builds networks like Verizon. That's why we're building 5G right. That's why there's only one best network.
My husband says I load the dishwasher wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a way.
There is a way, apparently.
What he doesn't understand is I load it wrong so I don't have to do it.
Oh, that's smart.
I know.
From now on, I'm just going to do everything wrong.
Sacramento Kings with a regal and royal performance here. Bobby Jackson pressing all the buttons and pulling